Hi everyone, I'm the Plant Propagator and welcome to my channel. Today it is early August here in Southwest Florida. I don't have to tell you how hot it is. It's pretty warm here, but there's a nice breeze. You know, it's interesting. We had family visiting this past week, and I haven't been able to do really any videos. They were scheduled to leave. Their flight was scheduled to leave at 6:30 this morning, so got up at 4 so we could leave at 4:30. Flight was postponed, got a little break, but then it's still been a long day and a really fun week. Anyway, I'm back to my videos again. It's been a great day. I've been outside most of the day tending to my orchids, and there's rumbles of thunder off in the distance, and just a little bit of rain, not too much, but just enough to increase the humidity, and then poof, it kind of disappears. And it's sunny right now. It's nice, but the thing is, there's a wind here, so I'll always take the wind. It's still a little warm, but it's okay. All right, what I want to do today is show you some orchids, some blooms, and some new things and some different things. I've got a first bloom. I've got some repeat bloomers. I've got some really interesting things, or one really interesting thing that I've never seen before that I want to share with you. And you can tell me if you've seen it before on your plants. So the first thing is kind of something that I've shared with you last time, and so that is Leng, which is this dendrobium right here. It's my first bloom on a progeny plant from Leng, and when I shared it with you last time, there was a little bit of yellow in the flower, and that's disappeared from the early bloom. So as the bloom matures, apparently most of the petals and sepals, they go from a little bit yellow to white, and that's very cool. And what I wanted to share with you, what I wanted to get your feedback on, is this bloom that is white, but there's a little bit of purple tinging the edges of the petals, and I think it's really nice. And I don't know if I'm thinking it's really nice because I made this seedling, or whether it actually is really nice. The flower shape, I think, is a little bit nicer than what you get in Leng. The flowers are about the same size. The plant has apparently nice vigor, but it's got, and I looked online for all of the images that I could find of Leng, and none of them have this purple tinge on the end of on the edges of the petals. And so just if you want to, let me know whether you think that you like it or not. Don't think it's as nice as the original Leng, but I think I like it. What I'm going to get with a lot of these progenies, you get what the parents are and then some. So this was interesting, and that's what certainly happened here. And I'm curious to see, since this is my first, I had a colleague that his bloom first, that it was a white and a little bit of faded purple in the lip, but not this, not other purple elsewhere. And I think I'm going to get some different colors and some subtle differences. And I actually like the changes and the differences in this Leng progeny that is actually also called Leng. Okay, moving on a little bit, I want to share with you a couple of repeat bloomers, and that is this guy right here. This is Clear Stars, and this has really bloomed nicely for me. It's a really vigorous cattleya. It's a nice plant. It puts out, there's a lot of new pseudobulbs coming out of here, and the new bloom is right here, and it's only a single bloom. The bloom is not that big. It doesn't look great. There was another pseudobulb that had a bloom on it, but I'm not sure what happened to the blooms that were on that. But I see multiple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I can't see over there, but maybe five or six new pseudobulbs coming out that haven't expanded. The one that the bloom came out of, that's open first. And so the other ones are following it, and as I'm looking in here, I see some nice root growth. It's blooming nicely, but it's not as great a bloom as it could be, and I think the reason for that might be because of this seed capsule right here. So I've got the bloom, and then right next to it I've got a seed capsule. I'm pretty excited about the cross. I've made a few crosses on clear stars because I really do like the vigor, the size of the flower. I think it's a nodosa in its background, so it has really thin petals and sepals. And it's just a really nice, vigorous plant, but it has really big flowers that I like. So what I've done is I'm crossing this onto some bigger and more colorful, and the seeds that I actually have in the laboratory that the plantlets are getting pretty big is a really nice flared cattleya. That's also one of my favorite. One of my vigorous puts out a new bloom, puts out a new pseudobulb, and then blooms immediately. So I'd like this, and what I'm trying to do is get this thing to bloom constantly. And again, some of these plants just bloom, you know, once a year at the same time, and the plants that I have just are blooming more often. So that's what I like about clear stars. And again, I'm crossing it with other plants that are again very vigorous, much more colorful, and big bloomers. So I'm curious to see what I get out of that. Okay, moving on a little bit, another repeat bloomer right back here, and this is a Big Dipper. And this, this plant right now, it's got 3 blooms that are open. It's got a 4th bloom bud that is closed, that hasn't quite opened yet. Oh, and I'm just looking at the back side of this, and I got just one new pseudobulb growing out of it, but really nice, vigorous plant. This is in, it's in lava stone, so it's it seems to be doing pretty well. When I bought this, I haven't repotted it because it was a small plant in a big pot, but it seems to be doing well, just like it is. I like it because it has flaring. I thought that they only bloomed once a year, so this bloomed last year for me, I think in April. It bloomed this year for me in April, but now it's August and I've got 4 new blooms coming out on this. So I don't know this plant that well, but I'm happy that it seems to be really vigorous, and now it's starting to bloom because it's a little bigger, it's used to where it is, it's starting to bloom a little bit more frequently. So again, I'm pretty happy with this plant and what it's doing. So I'm not really happy with the coloration of the flowers. It's not really that exciting to me. It's a standard small cattleya. I got to smell these because these opened previously. No, not getting much fragrance on these guys. But anyway, I mean, it's okay. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use this for my crosses or just kind of let it go. I'm starting to get a little bit, I'm starting to get a lot of capsules that are forming. And I got to be a little bit more selective with my crosses and only do the plants that I really like, I think are going to contribute in some way. The other one, another one that I want to show you is right here in the front, and this is a first bloom for me. So I can't. And this is called Rustic Spots, and I don't know if it's no, it doesn't have the background on this. I was hoping that the flowers on this would be a little bit bigger. I'm a little disappointed that it's called Rustic Spots. So there are a lot of spots on the lip, on the sepals, on the petals throughout this flower. And this is again first bloom for this. It's not open for me before. The pictures, you can't tell how big the flower is in the pictures. I've come to really like spots, and I'm going to use this because it's the first bloom in a small plant. I'm not sure I'm going to use the first bloom. I may just harvest the pollinia and use it to cross onto something else. I think clear stars will look really cool with spots, but again, this is a small flower, and I'm thinking I'm going to cross it onto a bigger flower. I want a big flower with spots, maybe a big yellow flower with spots. I don't know. Anyway, so this is from Palmer Orchids. It's a fairly recent purchase. The plant looks to be really vigorous. It took a long time for the flowers to open, and they just opened, I think, yesterday. So no fragrance yet on this one, but we'll see how it goes. I'm happy with it. First, it bloomed, yay! So I'm happy with it. So I'm good. Anyway, I've got, and the thing is, I've got a lot of plants here that are blooming. I've got some that I didn't show you today. I need to show you the unpacking of all of the orchids that I have from RF Orchids, and I think I have 9, and only one is blooming. But I'll get images of all of the other flowers. And I went a little crazy, and it was a good day at RF Orchids, and I think I got some good stuff, and just really incredibly vigorous plants. I've just sat them in a shaded area of my garden. I haven't incorporated them into my collection yet, or seen if anything. I don't think anything needs to be repotted. Everything, but anyway. One of my next videos, I need to do an unpacking of those orchids from RF Orchids. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you is this plant right here, and this will be a repeat bloom for me. This is a Bratonia, and the tag on it. Well, it's Bratonia Darth Star. The cultivar is Darth Vader. The flowers on this, I don't have any. It's just getting ready to open. I think in a few days it'll be open, and I'll show you those once there's more. There are, I think, 5 bloom spikes on this plant. This plant, when I got it a couple of years ago, it was it was falling out of its pot, and so I carved a few more plants out of it and put it back in its original pot. Seems to be doing okay. Again, five bloom spikes coming out of this plant. One of the other divisions over there has 2 bloom spikes. I've got another division it's kind of small, that doesn't have any bloom spikes, and then my 4th one I gave away to a friend. It really is a very nice plant. I'm not sure what it's compatible with as far as crossing goes, but what I'm excited about, I just paused because I think I just saw another bloom spike coming out of here that's small. This is going to be blooming, I think, for a while because there's so many spikes. So I don't know whether it's 5 or 6. It doesn't matter. All right. So, but what I'm excited about that I just saw yesterday for the first time is a keiki on this plant, and I've never seen this before. If it's common, let me know. So there's a keiki. Looks like out of the top of one of these bulbs, there are 3 small plants with roots growing out of it. I've had this plant for, like I said, a couple of years. I've never seen that before. This was where it was up close to the fence behind me, so it may have been that when it was up against something. But this is it is a one of the pseudobulbs that were just these keikis formed. What I'm going to do is I've got a lot of these plants. What I'm going to do is wait till these keikis, and just so you know, some people say keikis. I don't know. I think it's keiki. But I'm going to wait till and keiki is my understanding. It's Hawaiian for baby, so it's an orchid baby. And I see these on dendrobiums. They're really common. The Wu Leng, not this one, but the parent of this. It makes keikis all over the place, and you just pull them off. I actually have one that I'm getting ready to pull off on one of my Wu Lengs. But I've never seen it on this plant. So you see it on a few different types of orchids, but I've never seen it on this Bratonia. But I think this might be the only Bratonia that I have. It was kind of interesting, and as a plant propagator, I'm excited to see this, and I'm excited to be able to get more plants that I can give away to my orchid friends. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I just wanted to give you an update of some of the flowers, some of the repeat bloomers here, new bloomers here, and some interesting things going on there. Again, I've got a lot of videos I want to show you. What's going on in the lab is just incredible. I deflast I deflashed some dendrobiums in the lab where the plants were like, they were just huge. I couldn't believe they pulled it out of there, and I couldn't believe there was another plant that fit in the container. So I got to show you all that stuff. So I made a lot of, me and a team of people deflasked a ton of orchids in the laboratory last week. I got more seedlings coming in. I harvested 2 seed capsules this past week. So lots of stuff going on. Great fun, and I'm happy to be able to share all this with you. Okay, but for me, for right now, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did and you want to keep on seeing them, it would help me out if you can click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. All right, that's all I have for today. Again, I hope this is going to be open. This is a cool bloom on this Bratonia. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video, and happy propagating.